Hi there, I'm back, and I've got a few things to say about The Gap. Heard of this? Well, maybe not. I'm not talking about the big clothing company. I am talking about this little space, this awkward space that most of us are living in. Let me explain. Okay, so we all understand what we're capable of because no one else has access to that information, right? That's very personal, very internal. We have access, or we know what we are capable of doing. Yet, few of us live according to our capabilities, right? So here's where you're living, and here's what you're capable of doing. Well, this right here, see where my face is? That is the gap, all right? That's called the gap. And if you're living there, life is not fun, okay? You know what I'm talking about. So so let's say you're pursuing some significant something or other achievement of some sort, okay? You have goals in life, the things that you want to do. Everybody has a bucket list, right? A dream list, dreams inside of you, things you want to do that you just know. I know I can do that, or I know I can be that, or I know I can travel there. I can go do that. I can do this or that. We all know inside when we have capabilities of doing things. It's just no one's discovered me yet. Have you ever felt that way? You know, if someone just gave me a chance, I know I could crush it. It happens a lot in careers. You get going on a career path, and you get pigeonholed down this one direction. And everybody knows you as the person that does that. You're an accountant, right? You are an actor. You're a creative, or you're this, or you're that. You're marketing director. I don't know, but everybody knows you as that, and it's really hard to break out of that because of that label that you've allowed to happen to yourself, frankly, but that everybody else has given you. So it's great for that niche, but if you ever want to switch careers, if you ever want to do something different with your life, dang, that's tough. It's an uphill battle, because where are you going to get your chance? Who's going to take a chance on you when you don't have the experience to show it? And 150 other applicants for the same position all have, X number of years and all these statistics and all this wonderful data to back up how capable they are of that job. Now, I'm, again, just talking specifically with careers there, but, what is it for you? There's got to be something. If you haven't felt this, I'm sure you will, but I think everybody does at one point or another. They feel like, if someone would just give me a chance, I know I could do this. I'm kind of tired of where I'm at, and I'd like a change. Or if somehow I could get discovered, and then we hear these stories of all these, famous people, basketball stars and music stars who just kind of got discovered. Like, they were just going along. I wasn't really trying, and my friend told me I should enter this contest, and so I did, and I wasn't really trying, and I just got up there, and I wasn't going to do it, but then they talked me into it, so I'm like, okay, and I sang a song, and it just so happened that the Valley's, most prestigious DJ was there, and his station manager was there, and they came up to me afterwards, and all of a sudden I have this number one hit. These stories are anomalies. Say that 10 times fast. Anomalies. They are not real. They are not the norm. And everyone, I think deep down inside, we'd all love to be discovered, wouldn't we? I think that's a normal feeling. Why wouldn't you? I mean, how cool would it be to have somebody come along and say, wow, I did not know that was even possible, or I've never seen anybody do that before, or where did that come from, or who are you, or I'd like to, and you're like, wow, really? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess I do have some talent there. Thanks for noticing. I didn't even realize, but yeah, now that you say something, I think, maybe there is. Anyways, it makes us feel important, right? We all like being discovered. I think it'd be cool. It'd be awesome. It's not reality. Chances are it's not going to happen. At least don't bank on it. It may. You never know. But don't bank on it. Instead, create your reality. So, back to kind of where I was starting with pushing, or what was I saying when I first started? Oh, yeah, we're talking about this whole gap, right, between where you are and where you're headed, or where you're capable of being. Those are the two marks. And living in between there, if you're spending your time wishing to be discovered, for example, it's a very unfulfilling place to be, because every day you're disappointed. You're going home like, nobody discovered me today. Or if you are spending your time knowing that you are capable of so much more, it's just that these three things have to happen first. The stars have to align, everything has to fall right into place, and then it will be perfect, and that'll be great. And we keep living our lives, and then that doesn't happen. And so we keep living in this kind of alter universe where, it's not reality. We have to make it happen. Okay, if it's not happening for you, you got to go out and do something. You got to take action, and you got to put yourself out there, and you got to face fears, and you have to make sacrifices, and you have to overcome obstacles, and you have to plan, and you have to get organized, and you have to tell people that you're changing, and you have to start saying no to things that previously you said yes to. And some of your friends start wondering, why are you different? What are you doing? Why are you changed? How come, don't you love me anymore? How come are we not friends? What's going on? And you say, no, I'm stepping out. I'm doing something different with my life, because if I don't do something different, nothing different is going to happen. It doesn't happen on its own. So here's you, and here's what you're capable of. And if you're living here in that zone, you know when you're living there. And you may not consciously be going through the thought processes of, man, I'm not living up to my potential right now, and I think that's why. Maybe we don't consciously sit down and think about that. But if your life is a little out of whack right now, if you're in the twilight zone and you don't know why, challenge yourself to ask yourself if that's it, and that may be why. In fact, when I'm working with clients, a lot of times I like to ask that question: are you living to the capacity or the level that you know you're capable of doing? Every time you spend minutes wasting time inside your brain, you are recognizing the fact that you're devaluing your own self. Your own time, the most precious commodity that you have, you're devaluing that because you're not spending your time wisely. How does it feel to spend time watching a movie that's completely worthless? You ever been to a movie like 10 minutes into, you're like, this is a dumb movie, I should turn it off. And you stay and you keep watching it. This is really dumb. I can't believe I'm wasting my time. Or you've seen it 3 times. You're in number 4 because the ending might be different. You never know, right? Hey, maybe something different will happen, so I got to watch it. Well, that's stupid. Well, we do things where we spend time and we don't need to. And really, ultimately, it's just wasting time. And when we do that, deep down inside, if you pay attention, you might be desensitized because you do it a lot. You may not even recognize that it's there. But if you pay close attention, deep down inside, you'll feel, gosh, I could have spent my time better. Now, am I saying don't ever watch a movie? No, don't take it to the extreme. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in general, when we waste time, when we do things that are wasting our most precious commodity that we have, we are living below our potential. And living in that zone, number one, nothing great is going to happen. Nothing great. Great things happen outside of that zone, outside of your comfort zone, which is very similar, and in places where you're actually putting yourself out there, pushing yourself, doing new things, trying new things, and really living closer to what you know your limits to be. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is you're living with this guilt. And a lot of times we don't want the guilt, so we kind of just bury it. And we all have different ways of burying guilt, right? We kind of ignore it. We think, oh, that'll go away. Or we justify it. Don't we justify our own actions? Sometimes we go, like, I deserve this. I deserve to watch a movie for the 5th time, even though I've got so many important things I could be doing with my time, business things I need to be doing, emails I need to respond to, people I could reach out to, connections I could be making, time I could be spending with my children. I've got all these things. I deserve this. I worked hard and I just need to relax and I just need a break, right? Blah, 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 blah. And we waste time. Guys, living with that guilt is a heavy burden. It really is. And that will eat at you. And not only will it eat at you, but eventually it will hold you back from doing anything great. Well, I say that. You still could get discovered. There's always that. But really it will. It'll hold you back from doing great things in your life. It'll hold you back from your potential. So if you're in that zone, get out. Get out of the zone. Get out of there by pushing yourself. Okay, write a to-do list every day and take the most uncomfortable thing, the hardest thing on that list, and do it first. Do it first. Do it before you do anything else. Push yourself by doing some of those things like that. Turn off social media, or if you've got an addiction to something, force yourself away from that. Clean up your environment. If you're trying to go on a diet and you've got your closet full of cookies, your pantry, go and do something extreme. It's not going to kill your budget to go and throw them away. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, but I can't waste all that food I spent. There's probably $20 of food. Okay, right. But what is that $20 doing for you? How much is that holding you back? You're going to start your diet when? January 1st. Well, I got to finish getting these cookies first and then I'll start. Guys, I could go on forever about this kind of stuff, and I feel like you get my point. So I'm going to wrap up by just saying, guess what? If you're here, you're in that zone, the gap. If you're in the gap, get out of the gap. The gap will serve you no good in your life. You got to push yourself. You got to stretch yourself. You got to improve every day where you're living and what you're capable of. Know what those marks are, and then force yourself to live closer to what you're capable of, and then exceed that line and surprise yourself. And then see how good you feel inside. See what that does for your confidence. And watch the guilt just disappear. Anyways, make something of that and post comments below, share, like, whatever you got to do. But mostly have a great day. Talk to you next time.